Okay, so yesterday we have seen how to create a user, right? And we have also seen what are different data types, what is the usage of them, and what is the different types of SQL has been divided, right? So, and also I have also explained that what is a table, like which is going to have the data in the form of rows and columns. Okay, so now in the SQL database, so entirely all the concepts will be revolving around tables only, on the concept of table only. Okay, so do you know this table? Do you know that table? Do you have this data in the table? Do you have this column in the table? Do you have that column in the table? Blah 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 blah. Everywhere, like you'll be listening about tables only because the data will be get resided, and we are going to play with data only. Okay, now let me show you guys how to create a table. Okay, how to, because this is the standard syntax. So when you practice here, when you go to real time, wherever you go, this is the common syntax to create a table. There is no change in the syntax. So that is the reason. So whatever you're learning here, you are going to do the same thing in real time also. So this is also one of the example for it. Okay, now syntax is basically create table, table name you have to give. Okay, what's the table name I am giving? Table name is student. Okay, bracket open. So here we should give the table name, bracket open. We have to define the columns. We have to define the columns, bracket open. So inside the bracket, we have to type the column names. Okay, I want name of the student and what kind of data it is going to store. So name of the student is basically, it's going to be an alphanumeric value or alphabets. So when we are going to store alphanumeric combination or alphabet values, we have to define the data type of that column as varchar2. Varchar2 of how many max characters it can store. Let's say I'm going to give 20. Varchar2 of 20. That means, so this name field is going to store maximum of 20 characters. Name and ID. So ID usually it is going to be our roll number. Roll number is basically a numeric value. So I'm going to give number. Okay, either we can give direct number or we can also specify if at all there is any specific length we have to specify. We can specify the length. If at all we can give directly like this also. Like when we give it, it is going to take the maximum value by default. Okay. Address. So address, so in which location the student is available or the student is present. Okay. The location information anyway, it is going to be alphanumeric value, 50 characters, and marks. Marks is again numeric. So that's the reason. And you have to give a semicolon, bracket close semicolon. So create table, table name, and we have to specify the column names along with the data types. If you see here, this is the syntax of the table. Okay, create table, table name, column name, respective data types. Okay, now let me, the table student is created. Now, once the table is created, then what we should do? We have to insert the data. How do we insert the data? This is also having a certain syntax. So we will have to follow the same syntax in both real time as well as when we are practicing here. Insert into table name, values, So first we have to give the first column value. Let's say first column value. Whenever we define any varchar value, so when we are passing the values or when we are hard coding any value, we have to put that value in single quotes. Be it where condition, be it insert, be it update, wherever it is, we have to put it in single quotes only. Okay, let's say name. I'm going to keep it as and roll number. Let's say 1, address, Bangalore, marks. Let's say 70. For numeric values, we don't need to specify the single quotes, but alphabets for varchar data type, the columns which we have defined as varchar data type, for them we will have to give the values in single quotes. One row inserted. Now, when we insert a row, we need to see, right? Like we need to see the data, whether it is really inserted, whether this table is really created or not, whether the records have been inserted properly or not. So you have to see it. Like that means when we have to retrieve the data from database. So in order to retrieve the database, we are going to use select statement. Select star from student in the table name. Star is nothing but fetch all the columns. The SQL will understand when we execute this query. The SQL will understand whenever we keep star, it is going to fetch all the columns of a table. Okay, so the record is inserted, name, roll number, address, and marks. Okay, now if at all we don't want to fetch all the columns, so then we can use specific column names in the select statement. Name, comma, roll number from student. We can fetch only these two columns. Okay, or we can specify any column. Like the only underlying rule is when we wanted to fetch all the columns from a table, we can specify select star from table. When we wanted to fetch only specific columns, we need to specify which are the columns that we needed in the select statement. Okay, now insert. We inserted a record. Let me insert one more row. Okay, so I'm going to insert one more row. One more row is inserted. Now let me execute same table. Okay, so the two rows got inserted. Okay, two rows got inserted. So this is how we are going to insert the data. Okay, now insert is a DML command, create is a DDL command. So for DDLs, we don't need to pass any comments. But when we use any DML command, insert, update, delete. So these are the DML commands. In order to make the data store permanently in the database, we have to use commit statement. Okay, these commits are of two types. Okay, one is implicit commit, the other one is explicit commit. So implicit commit is nothing but, so as soon as any DDL operation is going to happen, the implicit commit will automatically perform it. Automatically perform a commit. The commit is nothing but make the changes permanently in the database, because this database will be having two memories, temporary memory and a permanent memory. To make the transaction permanently in the database, we have to pass a commit. For DDLs, by default, it will be having an implicit commit so that they will automatically make the changes permanently in the database. But for DMLs, it is not having that flexibility. So what are the DML commands? Insert, update, delete, or the DML commands. So for those DML commands, we have to explicitly pass commit. So when we pass commit, then only the data will get inserted permanently in the database. Otherwise, when you close this SQL developer, the data will go off if you don't pass commit. And when you roll back, you will be having a flexibility to do a rollback, because so instead of inserting in one table, you might have inserted another table. It is a wrong. So ideally, we should not do that. In that case, we can use rollback. So when we do rollback, the changes will go permanent. Changes will revert back permanently. Let's say I have committed this. I'll show that as well. So these two records are there. Now let me insert one more row. Okay. Now I'm inserting one more row. Let me also check in the database. So three records are there, right? So this Kishi record is the third one which I have inserted, but I did not pass commit. If you see here, after commit, I just inserted. I did not pass any commit here. Now when we see here, when I select this self statement and when I run it, I have this record. But ideally, so this record should supposed to insert into a different table. But by mistake, we have inserted into this table. Since insert is a DML command, we can roll back the changes. We can do a rollback. Okay, so this rollback is completed. Now, when I check in the data, okay, this Kishi record is not there, because after I perform a DML operation, I should supposed to commit it in order to make this change permanently in the database. Instead, I did a rollback. Because of that, the changes whatever I did until the previous commit, all the changes will go off. Okay. Now let me insert this record. This record is inserted. Right. Now let me pass a commit. So the commit is passed. I have the records again. I do a rollback. See, there are no changes here, because the rollback is going to do undo operation of any DML operations. After I pass a commit, if you see here, after I pass a commit, I did not perform any DML operation. So commit and rollback is after the commit, whatever DML operations that we perform, so those will get reverted back when we perform a rollback. Even if you don't perform rollback, just close it, SQL developer, even then the changes will go up. Okay. Any questions? Any questions here? Anyone having any questions? Did everybody clearly understood?
Yes, bro.
Okay. Now update. So we have the data in the database. We have the data in the database. Now we somehow we realize that there is a change in the value. So here in the address, if I see here, just shortcut name is there, HYD. But ideally, it should not supposed to be HYD. It should supposed to be Hyderabad full name. But this record is already inserted. Now I wanted to change the existing value of a column. How do we change the existing value of a table? What we should do is we are going to use update statement. The syntax for it is update table name, update table name, set which column that we have to update. I wanted to update address field to which value that you have to update. Hyderabad. Okay. And then we have to specify a where condition. We have to specify a where condition where roll number equal to 3. So there are two things. One is we must give where condition. If you don't give where condition, what is going to happen? For, let's say no, I'm just selecting only this part. Where condition I did not include it. Only this part. Now when I execute, what is going to happen? It will update the data for
Entire
all the records.
database.
All the records will get updated. All the records will get updated because update statement is trying to update address of a is trying to update address value, but this update statement did not know for which record that we have to update, because we have to give an instruction to the update statement that boss, you just update only this particular field or just this particular matching criteria. So just to give that instruction, we are going to use where class. When we specify a where class, it will specifically update only that particular record. Now let me do a rollback because I accidentally perform update for all the data. So I should not pass commit. So I have a flexibility to roll back. See, again the changes got reverted. Now I'm giving a explicit where class where just to update over where roll number equal to 3. See, one row is only updated. Now when I check select star from table, Hyderabad is updated only for the specific matching criteria. So whenever we do update and when we give some where condition, so all the records which are matching with this specific condition will get updated. It's not like it'll update only one record. It will update all the records which are matching this criteria, matching with this join condition criteria. Okay, since update is also a DML command, we need to pass commit. Then only the changes will get permanently saved in the database. Okay. Now I wanted to delete a record. I wanted to delete a specific record, or I wanted to delete the data from a table. How do we delete? Delete from student. Now when we say delete from student, it will delete all the data. See, nothing here, empty. This table became empty because I performed a delete statement. Delete from table means it will delete all the data from the table. But I wanted to delete only specific record. Accidentally, I have executed a delete statement with only table without specifying any where condition. So in that case, what we should do? We have to roll back. Now again, when we check it, see all 3 records came up. So we need to specify a where condition. Let's say where roll number equal to 3. See, only one record got deleted. When I execute select statement, roll number 3 got deleted, remaining records appear. So delete statement is a DML command which is going to be used to delete the specific data from a table. Okay, if you don't specify any where condition, so the delete statement will delete all the data from the table. But since delete is a DML, we have to explicitly pass command. Okay, because this is one of the frequently asked interview question. So in interview also this question will be asked. Okay. Now the next command is truncate. Truncate table student. So now truncate table name. So what truncate is a DDL command. For all the DDLs, the commit is implicitly passed. The moment we execute, it will automatically make the changes directly in the make the changes permanently in the database. So truncate is a DDL. Truncate is to delete all the data from a table, and we don't need to pass any commit. Okay. So truncate is to wipe out the data completely from the database table without passing any commit. So it will permanently removes the data. We cannot get the data back. Table is truncated. When I select star from student, I don't have anything. And even when I try to do a rollback, I will not be able to get anything because the reason is truncate is a DDL command, and when we use truncate statement, it will wipe out the data permanently from the database. But we cannot specify some records by using truncate. Okay, so if you wanted to specifically delete the data, we have to use delete statement only. So truncate is to just wipe out entire data from a table. That's it. Okay, that is the difference between truncate and delete. So delete is to specify, delete is to delete the specific records. But truncate we cannot delete the specific data. Delete is a DML. When we execute this, we have to pass a commit. Truncate it is a DDL. We don't need to pass any commit. It will completely removes the data from a table. Now let me insert. Let me pass a commit. Now again let me select star from table. I got all the data because I have inserted by using insert statement. I have inserted all this data and I
కమిట్ ఏం
did.
చేస్తున్నారా?
Okay, so I have inserted the data and I did also pass commit. Okay, I have the data back. Now we have one more command called drop. Drop table. Drop table sprint. So what drop table is going to do? It will drop the entire table. Okay, it will remove the complete table from the database so that the structure everything will go up. So there will not be any table in the name of student. See, tabular view does not exist because this drop is going to delete the data and structure everything. What truncate is going to do? It will not remove the structure, but it will remove the entire data. But what drop is going to do? It will drop entire object from the database. I have created a table again. I'm inserting the values again. I'm just passing a comment. Okay. Now the frequently asked interview question is, what is the difference between delete, truncate, and drop? Okay. So this is the commonly asked interview question. So you have to prepare. You have to make notes for these points. Okay. Any questions till now?
One question, bro. So we have truncated where it also dropped the table, and after
No,
this
no, no.
drop, we didn't commit. Hmm.
Truncate is a DDL. It is not
Okay,
going to drop the table. It is going to remove the data from the database. It is going to delete the data from database.
okay.
The
And
entire
after
data.
dropping the table, we are not committing, right?
Yes, drop is again
We,
a DDL.
okay,
DML will be, sorry, commit will be used only for DML, insert, update, and delete. When we perform these
okay,
three
bro.
operations, then only we'll be going for commit
Okay,
because only they are the DML operations and those values only will be stored in the temporary memory.
okay, bro.
To make the changes permanently in the database, we have to pass commit.
Okay.
Others, anyone having any question? See, guys, if you don't understand, please let me know. I can explain one more time. I don't have any problem. Okay. But I wanted everybody should understand this, all the concepts. Okay. Don't hesitate to ask anything because you are going to work as a employee in an organization and you will be with hundreds of people. So you have to start opening up your mouth. You have to start questioning now from now itself. Then only you'll be able to have you will be habituated to ask any questions if at all you have. If you are not able to ask any questions now, if you hesitate to ask any questions now, the same thing will continue, and then end of the day, when you join in a project, also like you will be facing the same issue. So even when you have real issue and if you are trying to ask any questions, also you will not be able to. Okay, fine. And next we have one more command called rename. So rename command is to rename the table name. Rename full table name to new table name. Table rename. Now when I execute select star from student, so table view does not exist because I have renamed to STUD. I'm getting data now. Okay, so rename is the command to rename the any object name. Okay, be it table, be it view, be it materialized view, be it anything. Okay, now we have one more command. So explained about create, drop, truncate, rename, insert, update, delete, select, commit, rollback. And the other one which is pending is alter. Shall I go ahead and explain alter or will come later tomorrow? What do you say?
Anything is fine, bro.
Because I wanted you guys to practice it. Fine. I think I'll explain later tomorrow only. Okay, because I wanted all these. Okay, so I just wanted all these comments to be practiced today, so that I'll explain this alter tomorrow. So alter this rename also completed. Commit rollbacks also completed. Only alter keep it for tomorrow. Okay, so tomorrow I'll explain alter and then I'll go with synonyms.
Okay, bro.
Okay, yeah, okay, then I'll update this recording. And today, let me know. I'll install the Oracle software. Okay, because this Oracle software I've mentioned, like now I've given access for the people whoever paid the fee amounts. Okay, and the other peoples just share your mail IDs and get your software installed and do practice today itself.
Okay.